Never told me that you loved me.
Pete.
No, don't say it now. I like you for not saying it. Let it grow. Let it grow until loving me means loving the earth. All that's sweet, green, and mellow and exciting. On the face of the earth, the face of the ocean. Let it grow, Daisy.
Well, this is a fine time to get home. Since when do they launch boats in the dark, huh?
Sorry, Daisy. Dino had a little wine. I've got some good news. Another job. It seems the fishermen are all getting jealous of Dino's new boat.
Oh, darling. I have good news, too. The Thursday Review called. Want me to do a serial.
Hey, it's really big time, huh?
Pete, I have to go to New York tomorrow.
Oh, I wish I could go with you.
You can't?
No, I promised Dino I'd finish rigging tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'll wire Mary. She took over my apartment. She'll have to share it with me for a few
Who's
days.
this letter from, Daisy?
Oh, that came from Dan. Seems he's back in California. Mary sent it from New York. It's not a letter, just a clipping. Look.
Eastern attorney defending Jap attacked in courtroom fracas. It's a very becoming bandage he's wearing.
Yes, I'd say poor Dan, only I'm sure he loves it. Well, if I'm going to New York tomorrow, I've got a lot of things to do. Coming. Dan.
Hello, baby. You alone?
Yes.
Well, can't I come in?
Dan, no, this isn't my apartment anymore. It's Mary's and...
Daisy, I need to talk to you.
Then take me to lunch tomorrow.
I need to talk to you now.
Dan, I don't want to see you now.
Look, I just got off the plane. You're the only person in the world I want to see.
I haven't any right to need anything from me. I haven't anything to give you.
Daisy, I'm tired. I've just had some trouble. Well, not family, personal that way. Just something I cared a lot about that blew up. You remember the Noguchi case?
Yes, I remember.
We got beaten. Noguchi lost his property.
You've lost cases before, Dan?
I don't feel I ever had a case before. I'm still surprised I can't get used to it.
Why is it so bad?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it got mixed up in my mind with you. The two lickings together.
Dan, I don't like seeing you this way. I thought we were good friends. I've thought of you many times, but when you come in like this,
I'm glad you thought of me when you were happy without me. Have you been happy, baby?
Yes, terribly happy.
Happier than I ever made you?
That's a very stupid question. You never used to be stupid.
You sound clinical. This is something new.
I thought it was about time I began to run my life with some intelligence. Maybe that's what sounds new.
I think it's a pose, and I wish you'd cut it out. Sound like Daisy Kenyon. Well, that's more like you. Start slapping, baby. That does me good. Shall I tell you what's been going on between you and Pete? Convinced yourselves that you love each other. That was easy. Both nice, peaceful people, so logically, why shouldn't you love each other?
You know just about everything, don't you?
Sure. Oh, what good does it do me? I can't even win a simple case.
Dan, most people take a beating every day. Who told you were special? One time in your life you thought about somebody else you lost. Well, that's too bad. If you're really trying to do something that will change things for people, you've got to be humble.
Don't tell me to be humble. I'm so far down right now.
That's not being humble, Dan. That's being sorry for yourself.
I liked you better before. You had friendship in you then that met mine at the door. In all the world, there was only one girl.
Dan, let me go.
Why should
Let me go, Dan.
Why can't you understand that I need...
Let go of me, Dan. Let go of me. I'll never forgive you. Never.
Daisy, please.
Well, did I come home too soon or not soon enough?
Oh, Mary.
Hello, honey bunch. Daisy, please let me talk to you. Please.
Get out.
All right, I'll get out.
Father. Oh, thank heaven.
I came over as soon as I could, Lucille. Now, what's all this about Dan? When did he get home?
About an hour ago. He looks terrible. He's ill, Father. He must be.
Did you call a doctor?
He wouldn't let me. He saw the children for a few minutes, and then he said he wanted to be alone.
I'm sure he's just upset about that case. He's not used to losing, Lucille.
No, it's something more than that. Oh, maybe I'm being crazy, but please stay here tonight. He's never been this way before. He locked himself in his study, and Well, there's a revolver in there.
Now, really, my dear. Tell him I'm here. Maybe he'll see me.
Oh, I'll try. He won't, but I'll try.
Daisy, listen to me. Please don't hang up. I don't know how all that happened, but it wasn't you. It wasn't me.
Lucille, what are you doing? Isn't Dad in the study?
He's talking on the phone. There's an extension here, Father. Wouldn't you like to listen in, too?
Lucille.
Daisy, darling, don't let it end like this.
Dan, it ended a long time ago. You make me so ashamed.
Daisy, I had to call you. This is the worst night of my life.
What am I supposed to do about it? Shall I sit down, write a letter to my husband?
Oh, no. No, Mrs. Lapham. Or should I say Daisy?
What's that?
Don't bother to write your husband.
Lucille!
It's none of his business, is it? We have a lot in common, your husband and I.
Lucille!
I'm sure your husband ought to know this thing's going to go on forever, that
Give me that phone. You think I'll calm down, don't you, Lucille? You think if you can start me talking, I'll calm down? Well, you're wrong. For a long time, I didn't think you were worth killing, but you are.
Daddy!
It's all right, Marie. Don't worry, baby. That was just talk.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see Daisy. She'll let me. Hello, Daisy. You've been out walking, too. Don't see how I missed you. I covered both waterfronts.
I'm going upstairs, Dan, alone.
Daisy, I think I'm humble now. Oh, I haven't started to straighten out the mess at home yet. I had to look at you first.
Oh, Dan.
Just to look. I couldn't go on thinking of you with that expression in your eyes.
Dan, please. There's nothing now either of us can say or do.
Then we won't say or do anything. Just let
I'm
me
going
look.
in, Dan. And you're not going to stop me.
No, Daisy. No.
I thought you'd come back, Dan. Well, Lucille thought it would be better if I did the talking for her. She wants a divorce, and I can't talk her out of it. The only question is, what kind?
The best that money can buy, of course.
Lucille's quite bitter at the moment. She wants to divorce you here in New York and name that girl.
And what do you think?
I might be able to persuade her to do it the easier way if you cooperate about the children.
And just what does that mean?
Lucille must have sole and absolute custody. Of course, eventually you'd be able to see them, but Lucille thinks there should be a clean break now, till they're adjusted to it. Perhaps you can understand that.
Just you sold them on the idea that I ran out on them, you mean? Oh, come now, Papa, let's talk sense.
Dan, there's no other choice. Think it over, let me know.
Well, thanks. I'll phone you.
Oh, I'll be in the office.
But I won't be at the office, not long. I'm pulling out of the firm, Sugar Plum. Perhaps you can understand that.
But, Dan, there's no reason why a purely personal conflict...
Sure there is. Your sensitive nature. Why, you'd wince every time we met.
Your humor's in rather bad taste.
Besides, it'll give you something to occupy your time. Without me around, you'll have to work for your income. Good night, Papa. Marie, you came all the way to the office by yourself?
Daddy, I had to see you. I took a taxi cab. Rosamond was coming, too. But Millicent Harris asked her to go to the movies.
Oh, what's all this about, sweetheart?
I'm going to live with you, Daddy. I don't care what Rosamond does. But I'm going to live with you.
At the club, baby? Ladies aren't allowed there. Look, I'll move just as soon as I can, then you and Roz can come and live with me whenever you like. That is, whenever it's all right with your mommy.
It won't be all right with her, Daddy. It's awful without you. When you're not there, she hates me.
No, baby. She'd never hate you. You mustn't think because anybody's unhappy that they hate you. We'll talk about it again, sweetheart. Suppose I pick you up at school tomorrow, huh?
I want to talk about it now, Daddy.
Well, there's somebody here waiting to see me, sweetheart, but tomorrow we'll go someplace and have tea. A regular grown-up date, just the two of us, huh? Now, you better run on home before Mommy starts worrying about you. I'll have Miss Adams go with you.
Yes, Daddy.
Thanks, baby.
But I won't live with her. I just won't.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting, Mr. Lapham.
Why did you wire me, Mr. O'Mara? Something happened?
I wired you because I wanted to tell you I've seen Daisy and nothing's happened.
Well, that's clear now.
We're meeting Daisy. She doesn't know I sent for you. Okay?
I don't know what this is all about, Mr. O'Mara, but fine. Let's go.
We thought you'd be surprised to see him, Daisy.
Do you two get together often?
Not as often as we should.
Pete, why did you come down?
Because I wired him. I have things to say to both of you, and there's no point in having to say them twice. I think misunderstandings are childish. We're grown-up people.
I believe we are.
Don't you know it?
I have a hunch that when people talk about how grown up they are, it only means they're not very sure of it, Mr. O'Mara.
Well, if you let me talk, Mr. Lapham, maybe you won't worry so much about that.
Now, let's simplify things at least. He's called Pete, and you're Dan.
Anyway, it all started on Wednesday. I just come back from California. I saw your wife, Pete, and I behaved like a heel. Any questions?